Oslo, Norway, December 10, 2010. The Nobel Peace Prize Committee honors the empty chair of this year's Peace Prize laureate, imprisoned Chinese dissident Liu Xiabo. The main person himself was not able to come to Oslo and receive the prize in person because he is serving an 11-year jail sentence for human rights advocacy in China.
We regret that the laureate is not present. He is in isolation in a prison in northeast China. Nor can the laureate's wife, Liu Xiabo, or his closest relatives be with us.
But that is not the only controversial fact about this year's ceremony. 16 countries originally invited are missing out. Together with China, the embassies of the 15 countries had declined invitation from the Nobel Committee after the controversial announcement of Mr. Xiabo as the recipient of the 2010 Nobel Peace Prize. Including China, the countries were Russia, Kazakhstan, Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Venezuela, Egypt, Sudan, Ukraine, Cuba and Morocco. According to the Nobel Committee, the 15 countries would miss the event for various reasons. But the committee's secretary, Geir Lundestad, admitted that some obviously had been influenced by China. This concern is supported by the fact that Beijing, prior to the Nobel ceremony, had sent letters to foreign ministers around the world urging them not to take part in the ceremony and warning of consequences for those who supported the activist. According to analysts in the independent Egyptian newspaper Al-Masri Al-Yum, the fact that Egypt declined the invitation from the Nobel Committee should also be seen as an indirect message to the US that Egypt opposes Washington's interference in its internal affairs. The government in Cairo has been infuriated since negative American comments about the status of religious minorities in Egypt and severe criticism about the Egyptian election in late November. Egypt shares the same point of view as the Chinese government, who said granting Xiabo the Peace Prize is an insult to China's legal sovereignty. Over the last years, Egypt has tried to strengthen its relations to China by spreading out its international cooperation so it is not only depending on the United States. And with its boycott of the Nobel Prize, Egypt once again seized its opportunity to align itself with China against the US. Some analysts have said that Egypt's refusal to attend the ceremony is also an indirect message for former Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Mohammed El-Baradei, that Egypt is not taking the prize and its symbolic importance so seriously. El-Baradei, who in 2003 was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, has called for reforms in Egypt and is considered a potential 2011 presidential candidate. Liu Xiabo is not the first recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize to cause international disturbance and criticism. When Soviet physicist Andrei Sakharov, Polish leader Lech Walesa, and the Burmese opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi were named winners of the Peace Prize, they were all represented at the Oslo ceremony by close relatives. When Iranian lawyer Shirin Ebadi was awarded the 2003 Nobel Peace Prize, Iranian officials called the decision a political act by a pro-Western institution, and Iran's President Mohammad Khatami said that although the scientific Nobel Prizes are important, the Peace Prize is not very important. Ebadi has later said that she had her prize stolen and her bank account frozen by the Iranian regime. But the fact that such a large number of countries decided to stand together and boycott the ceremony has never been seen before. The reasons for their behavior must be found in two essential realities: China's growing importance as an economic power and the fear of decriminalization of dissidents.
And the Chinese President Hu Jintao.
Like Egypt, Pakistan is thought to be very eager to be seen as among the first to be standing with China, according to the BBC. China enjoys a great deal of popularity among the Pakistani public and its ruling elite. The countries have strong economic and defense ties, and Pakistan sees China as one of its most important and resolute allies. On top of that, it might also want to be seen not to be taking a soft line on political dissent, something Pakistan has a lot of in its current state of crisis. Another country not attending the Peace Prize ceremony in Oslo that Friday was Morocco. Unlike Pakistan, Iran and Egypt, Morocco does not have vital economic ties to China, but it does have concerns over the principle that dissidents be awarded the prize. In particular, Morocco might be worried about Aminatou Haidar, a campaigner for the independence of the Western Sahara, which Morocco controls. Ms. Haidar has served a long time in prison in Morocco for her activities. For many other countries in the group, such as Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Iraq, Sudan, Sri Lanka and Algeria, goes that they all have strong economic ties with the Chinese, especially within the oil business. Moreover, countries like Afghanistan and Iraq are also heavily dependent on Chinese development aid. But what is perhaps the most important reason for the majority of the countries is that none of them approves of a dissident being awarded a peace prize. Most of the 15 countries are dealing with their own dissidents at home and see no interest in awarding another one, no matter his nationality. Because next time, who knows if their regime will be in the spotlight on an empty chair in Oslo.